Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishna. Lessons for Life from Swami Jagdatmananji's inspiring book Learn to Live, Volume 2, Chapter 1. Give up worries and anxieties. By re-establishing faith in our glorious spiritual traditions, we can again take India to great heights. Now let us listen to Swami Jagdatmananji's discussion on this episode, Installing Faith. Instilling self-confidence and faith in our glorious spiritual tradition. There is no sign these days that the educated people in our country will ever get interested in concepts like spirituality, religion, and God. Ironically, it is true that the weak followers of religion will weaken the religious foundation itself. Today, the spiritual foundation is getting weaker and weaker. Right-thinking men of religion are of the strong view that the lack of spiritual fervor is directly responsible for all the moral deterioration of today's world. What does the weakening of the spiritual foundation mean? It does not mean the principles of religion have themselves lost their efficacy. Religious-minded people, owing to their lapses, have become lax in following the principles and have lost faith in them. But the principles still hold good. The law of gravitation existed even before Isaac Newton discovered it. What we have forgotten or failed to see does not cease to exist. But if we know the laws of nature, we can control its forces for promoting our comforts and welfare. The laws of religion, they are based on eternal truths. For various reasons, a particular society may lose faith in religion. Being carried away by what is tempting and momentary, people may lose interest in the principles of religion. That is the beginning of religious deterioration. If you don't follow religion, religious principles do not become invalid. It is the man who loses. If we do not follow the rules of health and hygiene, who is going to suffer? Is it not the one who breaks the rules? How we can avoid this damage, Lord Krishna explains in his message to Arjuna. O Arjuna, I had revealed the secret of dharma or spirituality or true religion to the sun in the past. He passed it on to Manu. Manu delivered it to King Ikshvaku. The spiritually minded kings of the past knew the tradition. But in course of time, Arjuna, this knowledge was lost when the tradition broke into pieces. In other words, as the knowledge passed to the hands of weak men without control over the senses, the knowledge was lost. Of course, knowledge was not lost, but those who thought they knew yoga used it for their selfish ends, and they brought it a bad name and caused its deterioration. People naturally lost their faith. People naturally lost their faith in it. Now, the revival of religion means the revival of the faith, which prompts men to follow the rules of religion in a strict manner. Saints, great men, the incarnations of God on earth, strive to instill faith in the minds of the people. Behind all social and political development in our country, there is the unerring guidance of spiritual personalities. But those who claim to be educated, those who occupy positions of power, have unfortunately forgotten this glorious spiritual tradition of our country. Tomorrow we will be discussing a very important subject, the ideal before the nation. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.